Welcome to Maths for All. I'm Aisling Flynn. This is Natural Numbers 3.4 Prime Numbers. So what are prime numbers? A prime number can be divided exactly by 1 or itself only. A prime number has only two factors, itself and 1. It must be a whole number greater than 1. For example, 5 can be divided exactly by 1 or 5, no other whole numbers. So it is a prime number. 5 is a prime number. But 6 can be divided exactly by 1 and 6, but also by 2 and 3. So it is not a prime number, and we call it a composite number. Is 1 a prime number? The answer is no. The definition said that the prime number had two factors. But 1 only has one factor. Itself and 1 are the same thing. 1 times 1 equals 1. So 1 is not a prime number. Let's take the numbers 1 to 15 and see what prime numbers we have. So we already decided that 1 is not a prime number. Let's look at 2. So 2 has factors of 1 and itself only. 1 times 2 or 2 times 1. No other whole numbers will give 2 in multiplication. Same for 3, factors 1 and 3. So 1 and itself, 3 is prime. But look at 4. You can divide in 1 and 4, but also 2. It has factors of 1, 4 and 2. So it is not prime. We'll cross it out. 5 we saw already is prime, and 6 is not prime. It has factors 1, 6, 3 and 2, so not prime. We'll cross that out. In fact, if you take all of the even numbers, because they are multiples of 2, then 2 is a factor of all of those, and therefore they have more than the 2 factors. So 8 has factors 1 and 8, but also 4 and 2, so it is not prime. And the same goes for all the even numbers. 10 has 5 and 2 also. 12 is not prime, and 14 is not prime. You can continue this with multiples of 3, the next biggest prime number. So 3 is prime, but its multiples are not. So already you can see that 6 is not prime, but 9, which is 3 times 3, is now not prime because it has more than 2 factors. And 12 is not prime, and 15 is not prime. It has more than 2 factors. Okay, so the prime factors or the prime numbers from this list are here. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and 13. Okay, you could repeat the process for the multiples of 5, crossing them out, multiples of 7, and so on as you go up the numbers. So use this approach. Keep it in mind when you're doing your written exercise on prime numbers. Prime factors. So factors, we know already, are numbers that divide in exactly. Prime, we know this. Prime numbers have themselves only 2 factors, 1 and themselves. So prime factors are factors which are also prime numbers. And all composite numbers can be broken down to a combination of prime factors. Watch the process in the upcoming videos to see how this is done. Okay, so prime factors of 20. So we begin with the smallest prime number, and let's see, does it divide into 20? The smallest prime number is 2, so yes, it goes in 2 times 10. Okay, so 20 can be made from 2 times 10. I'm going to circle the prime number here, 2. Now, the 10 is not prime, it is composite, so I can break this down further. Okay, again, go with the smallest prime number you can think of, 2. Does it divide into 10? Yes. 2 times 5. Now 2 is prime, and so is 5. So the prime factors of 20 are 2 times 2 times 5 equals 20. Let's try a large number, 210. So again, start with your smallest prime number that you can think of, 2. It divides into 210 once 105 times. Circle your 2, you're left with composite number 105. Okay, let's break this down further. Does 2 divide into 105? No, it does not, because it's odd. What about the next biggest prime number, 3? I think so. 3 divides into 105, goes in 3 times 1 over, 35 times. So I'm going to circle my prime number. 35 is not prime, it's composite. So does 2 go into 35? No. Does 3 go into 35? No. My next biggest prime number is 5. And 5 goes into 35 7 times. And these are both prime. So we can write that 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 7 equals 210. And these are your prime factors of 210. Now, you do it. Check you've understood the lesson by doing the forms quiz called Prime Numbers, and practice what you've learned by doing the written exercises on prime numbers. Here's the glossary for this lesson. Thanks for listening.